Let me tell you a truth you may not want to hear but desperately need to. The reason you are not living the life you desire is not because of the world or your upbringing or your education. It is not because you lacked opportunity or resources or support. It is because you have been thinking poorly. And I say this not to condemn you, but to awaken you. For the very moment you accept responsibility for your thinking is the moment you seize control over your future. You see, there are two kinds of minds in this world, the poor mind and the rich mind. One is dominated by fear, scarcity, limitation, and victimhood. The other is ruled by faith, abundance, possibility, and creation. The poor mind waits for life to improve. The rich mind creates improvement. The poor mind blames. The rich mind builds. And make no mistake, your circumstances follow the blueprint of your dominant thoughts. If your world is filled with struggle, resistance, and lack, you must stop looking outward and begin looking inward, because that is where the true cause resides. The greatest tragedy is not poverty of the pocket, it is poverty of the mind. You can be surrounded by wealth and still think like a beggar. You can inherit millions and still sabotage it all if you carry the identity of someone undeserving. I've seen it, I've studied it, and I've taught it to thousands who turned their lives around by doing one simple thing, changing how they think. When you think rich, you stop waiting for circumstances to favor you. You begin to move as if you already possess the very thing you seek. And that movement draws power to you. It awakens your creative faculties. It reconditions your inner world until your outer world begins to reflect the new pattern you've adopted. But thinking rich is not about fantasizing. It is not about sitting idly and repeating pleasant words. It is about deep, deliberate mental discipline. It is about shifting from reactive thought to proactive thought, from unconscious programming to conscious intention, from fear-based speculation to faith-based vision. And above all, it is about adopting the identity of a person who expects success, not from arrogance, but from alignment. You see, poor thinkers ask, can I afford this? Rich thinkers ask, how can I afford this? Poor thinkers say, I'm not qualified. Rich thinkers say, I will become qualified. Poor thinkers say, what if I fail? Rich thinkers say, what if I learn? The difference is not in intelligence, it is in interpretation. The rich mind interprets every challenge as opportunity. The poor mind interprets every opportunity as risk. I remember a young man I mentored who came to me with tremendous potential, but he was drowning in defeat. Mr. Hill, he said, nothing I do seems to work. I feel like I'm cursed. I asked him one question. Tell me, what do you say to yourself when no one else is listening? His face went pale. He replied, I always say, I don't think I can do this. And there it was, the real root of his struggle. Not his strategy, not his skill, his self-talk. Because what you say to yourself becomes the law of your mind. And the law of your mind becomes the law of your life. That man turned everything around, not by finding better tactics, but by thinking better thoughts. He stopped feeding himself defeat and began nourishing his mind with faith, vision, and resolve. Within months, he started a business, attracted investors, and became a leader in his field, not because he became someone new, but because he finally thought like the man he was born to be. That's what I want for you. I want you to stop living in the basement of your mind and rise to its penthouse. I want you to stop seeking validation from the world and begin validating yourself with bold, empowered thinking. You must stop identifying with your past and begin designing your future with intentionality. Because the truth is this: your thoughts are seeds and your life is the garden. If you keep planting weeds, you will not harvest flowers. Now let me show you what happens when you begin to think rich. First, you develop clarity. Poor thinkers are always confused because they're reacting to life instead of designing it. They don't know what they want, so they wander. But the rich thinker is clear. They know exactly what they want. They've written it down. They visualized it. They've claimed it. And because of that, their energy is focused, their steps are precise, and their actions are effective. Second, you gain energy. Thinking rich doesn't drain you, it fuels you. Because when you believe in your vision, your body responds. Your spirit ignites. Your nervous system aligns with your desire. You begin waking up with purpose. You stop procrastinating. You stop second-guessing. You become magnetic. People feel it in your presence. They see it in your posture. And they respond to it because energy always leads. Third, you attract opportunities. The world mirrors your dominant vibration. When you walk with certainty, doors open. When you speak with belief, people listen. When you act with conviction, resources gather. You are no longer chasing success. You are commanding it through the authority of your thought. You are no longer negotiating with scarcity. You are broadcasting abundance. But thinking rich also comes with responsibility. Because you can no longer hide, you can no longer pretend. You must now show up as the person you've declared yourself to be. That means discipline. That means integrity. That means resilience. And if you slip, and you will, you do not retreat into poor thinking. You recalibrate. You ask, what would the rich thinker in me do now? And you do that even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. Let me be clear. Thinking rich does not mean obsessing over money. It means developing the character, mindset, and habits of the kind of person who creates value and expects reward. It means eliminating the internal poverty that keeps you apologizing for your dreams. It means replacing fear with faith, doubt with decision, confusion with clarity. You must begin to program your mind as if you were already the man or woman you desire to become. Walk like them, speak like them, make decisions like them. Surround yourself with people who reflect that version of you, and eliminate anything, any thought, any voice, any environment that reinforces the old version. Because the longer you entertain poor thinking, the longer you delay your breakthrough. The longer you stay loyal to your limitations, the longer you reject your abundance. And the truth is, no one can set you free but you. Not your mentor, not your family, not even God himself, until you choose to align your mind with what he already placed inside you. The kingdom of wealth is a mental state long before it is a material one. A man becomes rich in consciousness first. He sees himself worthy. He sees his time as valuable. He sees his ideas as powerful. And from that vision, he begins to behave differently. He speaks with fewer doubts. He moves with faster decision. He no longer hopes, he expects. That expectation is not arrogance. It is spiritual alignment. It is the knowing that what you seek is already yours in potential, and your job is to move in a way that brings it from idea to reality. That's what Thinking Rich does. It removes the internal friction that causes delay. It frees you to act boldly. It permits you to ask for more. And it dissolves the invisible ceiling that poor thinking constructed above your head. So, where do you begin? You begin with awareness. Catch your thoughts. Audit your self-talk. What are you rehearsing mentally every day? Are you reinforcing power or weakness? Are you imagining victory or repeating memories of failure? Are you commanding your mind or being commanded by it? Then you reprogram. You write new affirmations, statements that reflect the identity you are building. I am a disciplined creator of wealth. I attract opportunities through focused action. I speak with clarity. I lead with vision. I deserve success because I deliver value. Repeat them daily with emotion, with conviction, with visual clarity. Do not recite them like a robot. Declare them like a prophet. Next, you act in harmony with your new thinking. Don't say you believe in wealth and then procrastinate on your ideas. Don't say you expect success and then dwell in gossip, distraction, or complaint. Align your habits with your declarations. Make your actions proof that your thinking has changed. Finally, reinforce your environment. Surround yourself with people who think richly, not just in wealth but in wisdom. Read books that elevate your consciousness. Watch content that challenges your limits. Immerse your mind in expansion. Guard it like a fortress, because your mind is the throne room of your destiny, and who you allow to speak there will shape your future. You've been thinking poorly, but now you know the truth. The power to change your life is not somewhere out there. It's in your next thought. It's in the decision to never again agree with lack, limitation, or fear. It's in the choice to think richly, boldly, abundantly, and then to act accordingly day by day until the world mirrors back the wealth that's already alive within you. Now that we've uncovered the root of poor thinking and replaced it with the principles of rich thinking, you must understand that consistency is the secret ingredient. The mind does not change because you whispered something good once. The mind changes because you repeat, affirm, and act until the new idea takes root and bears fruit. Wealthy people, truly rich thinkers, don't get lucky, they get aligned. They don't wish, they wire their minds to obey the law of cause and effect. Thoughts become feelings, feelings become actions, actions become habits, habits become identity, and identity becomes destiny. This is why I must insist. Rich thinking is not a one-time practice. It's a permanent commitment, a discipline you uphold daily, especially when no one is looking. Because the world will always reflect your dominant patterns. You cannot think lack all day and expect prosperity to show up. The universe does not reward your hopes, it responds to your habits. If your thoughts are poor, it will echo poverty. But if your thoughts are rich, it cannot help but reflect wealth. Look around at the most successful individuals, not just in money, but in relationships, health, purpose. You will find a common thread. They expect greatness. They do not wonder whether success will arrive. They prepare for it. They plan for it. They move as if it's already in the room. This isn't blind confidence, it's calibrated mental training. They have learned to eliminate doubt, because doubt delays decisions, and indecision kills momentum. One of the first changes you'll notice when you think rich is decisiveness. The rich thinker does not hesitate endlessly. He gathers information, yes, but he does not drown in it. He listens to his intuition, which has been refined through clear thinking, and then he acts, not recklessly, but with precision, because action is the bridge between the invisible and the visible. A dream without action is only a hallucination, but a dream fueled by aligned thought and deliberate execution becomes a force that moves the world. As you condition your mind for wealth, you will begin to view problems differently. The poor thinker sees a problem and retreats. He says, "This is too much. I can't handle it." But the rich thinker sees the same problem and leans in. He asks, "What is this here to teach me? How can I profit from this? What solution can I innovate?" And because of that attitude, his brain begins to activate new ideas, new perspectives, and new strategies. You must understand every challenge contains within it the seed of equivalent benefit. This is not just a phrase I wrote to sell books. It is a law. But only the rich thinker can see that seed. Only the mind trained in abundance can recognize opportunity in adversity. So if life feels hard right now, do not curse it. Train yourself to ask, what strength is this trying to develop in me? What hidden gift is buried in this difficulty? That single shift in thought can turn defeat into destiny. Let's talk now about your internal language. One of the clearest signs of poor thinking is disempowering self-talk. Phrases like, "I can't," "I always mess up," "I never get a break," "This is just who I am." These aren't facts, they're affirmations. You are literally using your own voice to curse your future. But the rich thinker does the opposite. He speaks life into himself. He affirms growth. He declares possibility, and not just in public, but in private. Because the most powerful affirmations are the ones you say when no one is applauding. You may think this is silly, but let me ask you this. If repetition created your current limits, why wouldn't repetition also break them? Your subconscious mind cannot distinguish between a lie and the truth. It only knows what you feed it the most. So if you want to rewire your identity, you must speak as if you are already who you intend to become. I am disciplined. I am focused. I create wealth with integrity. I attract success because I serve with excellence. Say it, believe it, live it, and watch the transformation unfold. Another major shift when you begin thinking rich is how you use time. The poor thinker wastes time like he has an unlimited supply. He scrolls, he waits, he drifts. But the rich thinker treats time like the most precious currency in the world, because it is. You can always make more money, you can never make more time. And once you start thinking like this, you'll find yourself cutting off distractions, eliminating energy drains, and focusing only on what builds your vision. You'll start designing your days with intention. Your calendar will reflect your priorities. Your mornings will become sacred. Your evenings will become reflective. You won't need to be told what to do. Your mission will guide you. Because the rich thinker is not managed by impulse. He is directed by purpose. You will also notice your relationship with money changes entirely. When you think poorly, money feels distant, difficult, and mysterious. You chase it. You fear it. You envy those who have it. But when you think richly, you see money for what it really is. A reflection of value, a reward for contribution, a tool for expansion. You no longer fear money because you understand it. You no longer chase it because you attract it through value. You begin to study how money works. You learn to manage it with clarity. You stop avoiding the numbers. You stop hoping things will work out. You make them work out by taking command of your financial life. This is not about greed, it's about stewardship. It's about becoming the kind of person who multiplies whatever he is given. That is a rich mind. Relationships begin to shift as well. When you think poorly, you tolerate energy that drains you. You surround yourself with people who confirm your limits. But when you think richly, you protect your environment like a sacred temple. You seek out those who challenge you, inspire you, expand you. You don't need yes men, you need growth men. You don't settle for small talk, you hunger for deep dialogue. Because the rich thinker knows that association is elevation. Who you walk with determines how far you'll go. Thinking rich also removes the disease of comparison. You stop measuring your progress against someone else's highlight reel. You stop competing with people who aren't even running your race. You understand that your only competition is the man you were yesterday. You seek inspiration, not imitation. You admire without envy. You honor others' success without resenting it. Because your mind has matured, your confidence has internal roots now. It no longer sways in the wind of public opinion. Another powerful transformation is this. You stop reacting emotionally to life. When something goes wrong, the poor thinker panics. He takes it personally. He spirals. But the rich thinker observes. He analyzes. He adjusts. He knows that emotional control is a wealth magnet, because no investor, no partner, no team wants to follow a man who is emotionally unstable. The rich thinker builds his emotional fortitude daily. He practices gratitude. He reflects on his wins. He trains himself to find calm in the storm. That calm becomes his competitive advantage. And finally, you begin to experience the most beautiful benefit of all, peace. Not because everything is perfect, but because you are. Not because you have it all figured out, but because you know who you are and where you're going. That inner peace is the highest wealth. It makes your decisions clear. It makes your sleep deep. It makes your presence magnetic. This peace is the fruit of disciplined thought, of rejecting poor patterns, of choosing to believe in yourself when it would be easier to doubt. It's not loud, it's not flashy, but it's powerful. And it changes the atmosphere wherever you go. So let me challenge you today. Are you willing to give up poor thinking, even if it's familiar? Are you willing to let go of the identity that has kept you safe but small? Are you willing to upgrade your mind even if it means outgrowing some people, habits, and stories? Because if you are, then I promise you this. Your life will change faster than you think. Not because the world suddenly got easier, but because you got better. Not because you got lucky, but because you became aligned with vision, with truth, with the law of cause and effect. You've seen what poor thinking gives you: doubt, delay, disconnection. It's time to see what rich thinking can do. It can build an empire. It can restore your health. It can attract love, leadership, and legacy. But only if you think it, speak it, live it. Let me say it plain. Once you begin to think rich, you must be willing to become uncomfortable, because growth is not about maintaining the illusion of ease. Growth is about embracing the fire that forges greatness. Poor thinkers seek comfort first and are punished with mediocrity. Rich thinkers seek challenge first and are rewarded with mastery. The man who lives to avoid hardship will never discover his power, but the man who sees hardship as training becomes unstoppable. You must ask yourself every day, is this thought expanding me or shrinking me? Is this decision building my future or sabotaging it? Am I thinking like the man I want to become or the man I used to be? These are not rhetorical questions. They are the filters by which you transform your mental operating system. If you don't question your thinking will control you. And make no mistake, it already has if you haven't been intentional. Every belief you hold is a command to your nervous system. If you believe money is hard to get, your brain will ensure that you behave in ways that repel it. If you believe you're not good enough, you will subconsciously avoid situations that test your potential. But if you believe success is your duty, that wealth is attracted to clarity and contribution, then every fiber of your being will begin to align with that truth. And the world will respond, not instantly, but inevitably. You must stop thinking like a victim of your past and start thinking like the architect of your future. The rich thinker knows that history is not destiny, that setbacks are not sentences. That pain is not punishment, it is preparation. When I speak of thinking rich, I am speaking of a mental code of honor. It means you no longer entertain thoughts that contradict your greatness. You no longer agree with mediocrity, not even in private. You no longer repeat the lies of smallness, even if they've been part of your family for generations.